Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And we hope you had a fantastic Independence Day weekend. Welcome to KEPR Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in about 17 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather with meteorologist Jefferson Donovan because we had a little bit of a change in the pattern from on Friday because of those cooler day, that cooler temperature and the clouds. But all of that's kind of gone by the wayside. We're back into the sunshine.
Yeah, July 4th was a cloudy day with abnormally cool temperatures. As you just referenced, we only saw highs into the 70s for Independence Day. Now, as we take a look at our weather headlines, the sunshine did return for Saturday and Sunday, and we will see plenty of sunshine throughout this entire week. The only day that may feature a few more clouds this week will be Wednesday. Now, temperatures are going to be fluctuating a bit this week. Highs today and tomorrow will be quite hot with upper 90s to low 100s around the forecast area before we do see a bit of a cool down on Wednesday and Thursday. And then keeping with the Wednesday theme, we are going to be watching for some heightened fire danger on Wednesday as winds do turn stiff around the entirety of the inland northwest. We'll talk more about your temperature and wind forecast coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in the Tri-Cities. No charges have yet been filed after Thursday's deadly crash in Pasco. Washington State Patrol troopers tell us the incident happened at the Lewis Street off-ramp from Highway 395 involving a truck and a car. The crash forced the closure of the Lewis Street off-ramp, and despite rescue crews responding quickly, a 22-year-old woman died at the scene from her injuries. 2 others were injured, and one of them was taken to Cadlick Regional Medical Center. Troopers point to improper lane usage as the cause of the crash. And new details have emerged following an incident in Zillah last week that left 1 man dead. According to a news release from the Yakima Valley Special Investigation Unit, police officers from Zillah and Granger responded to a call on Tuesday that a man was in someone else's home on the 200 block of First Avenue. When police arrived, that man refused to exit. After negotiating for over an hour, authorities went into the residence, leading to a confrontation with the man that did not involve the use of a firearm. After detaining the suspect, medical aid was provided, but the man died at a later time at the hospital. An autopsy is pending, and the Yakima Valley Special Investigation Unit is on the case. 2 suspects are wanted by police for their role in an armed robbery in Zillah Friday night. Take a look at some of these photos of the individuals caught on surveillance cameras. Zillah police tell us they were called to the Harvest Foods grocery store just before midnight to reports of the robbery. When authorities arrived, they say 3 employees were locked in the store with their hands bound by zip ties. The employees were brought to safety and were not injured. It is believed the 2 suspects entered the store before closing and hid until after the doors were locked. Both suspects were armed with a gun and left through an emergency exit with multiple items. This is an active investigation. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Zillah Police Department. And a manhunt for the father accused of killing his 3 daughters more than a month ago is expanding into Idaho. The U.S. Marshals Service Greater Idaho Fugitive Task Force says search efforts to locate Travis Decker are intensifying in the Bear Creek area of Sawtooth National Forest after multiple tips were received over the weekend of campers who reported sightings matching Decker's description. Decker, a former Army Ranger, has eluded law enforcement efforts to take him into custody since May 30th, when he is believed to have disappeared into the Cascade Mountains in Chelan County after kidnapping and killing the 3 sisters. Authorities urge anyone with information on Decker's whereabouts to contact the nearest U.S. Marshal's office. And authorities in Pasco are asking for your help identifying a man accused of stealing from Lowe's. Take a look at these photos of the suspect, also caught on surveillance. Pasco police say the individual broke into a display cage filled with batteries, stuffing them into his pants and returning to his vehicle to unload them before going back into the hardware store to steal more items. If you recognize this man, you're urged to contact the Pasco Police Department via the non-emergency line. And while the 4th of July stayed safe and fun for many, firefighters stayed busy throughout the night, responding to fire after fire. KEPR's Zane Whitaker spoke to them on Saturday to learn how things went and what we can learn from it.
You may have heard that the 4th of July is one of the busiest days of the year for firefighters, and this year was definitely not an exception.
The fires we had out here were bigger than normal. Normally 4th of July we'll have calls back to back to back. But they're pretty small in nature, a single bush, a tree next to a house, those kind of things. But the fires we were seeing yesterday are indicative of the way the fire season is going to be for this summer.
We have a really great cooperative agreement with the fire departments and fire districts in our area, so that when there is a large event, we can pull resources from other communities. When we have a situation like what happens on the 4th of July, every fire district, every fire department is all hands on deck.
That means what resources usually would be available from other agencies typically weren't able to respond to other fires outside their area. This year, almost every agency in the Tri-Cities had to fight fires that were much larger than they typically see, including several structure fires.
So fast growing, fast moving, lots of fuel behind it. The fuel load is deep and heavy. We had a very wet, mild winter, so it had a chance for everything to grow. The summer, spring was kind of wet, not too bad. It did warm up here quickly, but all this stuff has had a chance to grow very tall, very deep, very thick, so there's lots of fuel to it.
Heavy, dry fuels can ignite with the smallest spark, so firefighters say it's important to prepare yourself as the summer continues.
It definitely does put a strain on resources, especially when a lot of these fires are happening in areas where there are not fire hydrants, and so water tenders, trucks that carry large amounts of water to be able to replenish the wildland fighting apparatus, they are in high demand.
So if you've got fields or weeds growing up next to your home, now's the time to start thinking about what you can do to prevent that from being an issue.
I would encourage anybody who had the opportunity to help maybe put out a fire and thinks that that might be something that they would like to continue doing on a volunteer basis to reach out to your local fire district in Benton County or Franklin County or Walla Walla County and see about volunteering and becoming a part of that.
Firefighters say despite the large fires they had to respond to, a majority of them were contained with little or no damage to property. Reporting in the Tri-Cities, Aiden Whitaker, Action News.
Keepers Aiden Whitaker, thank you. And leaders with the Oregon State Fire Marshal's Office say the Cold Springs fire is now 98% contained. The blaze, which sparked on Wednesday in the Hermiston area, has burned nearly 2,500 acres and destroyed one structure. Management of the fire returned back to Umatilla County Fire District 1 Saturday morning. All evacuations have been lifted, though the cause of the fire remains under investigation. From fire to water, the latest supply forecast for the Yakima Basin has been released, and it's not the best news. According to the United States Bureau of Reclamation, the amount of water will not fully meet the demand. On July 1st, the basin was 60% full, about 2/3 of the average for this year. This is due to below average precipitation since October. As it stands right now, senior water rights holders will receive 100% full entitlements. However, junior water rights holders will only receive 45%. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan. Jefferson, a couple of stories there that really kind of are indicative of how dry things are. I mean, we have less in the the reservoir or what have you, and then as Ben Shearer talked about it in that other story that Aiden was talking about, really dry conditions. Yep. These fuels are primed to spark.
Yeah, it was a record dry June across the inland northwest. That wasn't just true for our viewing area, but that extended up towards Spokane as well, and that is leading to some of those heightened fire concerns. And there is no rainfall really in sight. Let's talk about today, though. It is going to be a sunny day, another day of no rainfall. It is also going to be very warm today. High temperatures in the Tri-Cities will climb up to near 100 degrees. Anticipate upper 90s coming today for the Yakima Valley, mid to upper 90s in the Kittitas Valley today, with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s for the Blue Mountain foothills. And again, sunshine all day long and for absolutely everyone. Now let's talk about the next 2 days after today. Still no rain in the forecast. Tuesday will actually be a bit warmer than today, with many of us seeing a good opportunity to hit the century mark on Tuesday. And even in the Kittitas Valley, I don't necessarily think we will hit the 100s, but we will come very close to them. By Wednesday, there will be a few more clouds overhead, and temperatures are going to take a bit of a step back. Highs on Wednesday for many of us will be into the upper 80s to mid 90s, with low to mid 80s through the Kittitas Valley. Now, with tomorrow being the hottest day of the week, heat advisories have been issued. All areas in this orange color are under a heat advisory from 11 a.m. Tuesday morning until 9 p.m. Tuesday evening. Some of us could see high temperatures nudge up to near 105 degrees. So if you're spending any time outdoors tomorrow, make sure to drink plenty of water and hydrate yourself. Also, find some shade if you need it. Now let's talk about the wind forecast. Today is going to be a light wind day for everyone across eastern Washington and northeast Oregon. Tomorrow, wind is going to stay pretty light across much of the region, although in the Kittitas Valley, we could see wind on Tuesday gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. And then as we do progress into Wednesday, here comes strong winds for everyone. For the Tri-Cities, Yakima, and Walla Walla on Wednesday, we could see winds gusting as high as 35 miles per hour. 40 mile per hour gusts are possible Wednesday for Pendleton. And through the Kittitas Valley, wind on Wednesday could gust just as high as 55 miles per hour. Winds will be absolutely ripping through the Kittitas Valley on Wednesday. And in fact, there are fire weather watches posted for all areas in this tan color from 1 p.m. Tuesday afternoon until 8 p.m. on Wednesday because of the breezy wind and low relative humidity. And I would be pretty shocked if this wasn't expanded as we go towards Wednesday to include more of the viewing area, and in fact could get upgraded to a red flag warning. So please practice that fire safety, especially as we get towards Wednesday with these strong winds. But right now I'm going to throw it back to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. Hundreds of people lined the streets in Pasco on Friday to celebrate Independence Day. Some people even got a chance to compete in an unlikely competition. KEPR's Aidan Whitaker joins us again because he was there to check it out and brought us with him.
Just like every year, the city of Pasco kicked things off with their grand old 4th of July parade, which culminated at the end with a car show and cardboard boat races.
What are you thinking of it so far?
It's pretty good. It's just like some people keep handing out the candy in one piece. I like the people that throw out the candy in like a hole, like a scoop.
By the end of the parade, there was plenty of candy to go around. Dozens of local businesses, community organizations, and even first responders all joined in to celebrate Independence Day, bringing the community together. But for some, the real action got started after the parade at the Memorial Pool. I got the chance to catch up with some of the contestants in this year's cardboard boat races.
The reason we chose to do it is because we heard other friends that wanted to do it, and it was super fun, and we thought it'd just be a super fun summer project.
Your guys' boat looks a little bit different than theirs, so what did you guys want to change up?
So we made ours a little bit bigger, and we didn't want to do just a basic model, so we tried to make it kind of in the shape of a butterfly, just to like make it a little bit different than other ones.
Have you guys ever made it across all the way?
Yes, most every time.
After 2 separate heats and some intense paddling, some boats did a little bit better than others.
How'd things go?
Good. Our boat did not do as well as expected.
At first I was like, I do not want to do this. But it was actually really fun, and I'm looking forward to doing it next year.
And I'm glad that this thing is on 4th of July.
2 years ago, our boat totally just sank, but this year, I think our boat helped, but the big helper was the paddles.
This one, it's so much fun to watch, seeing all these kids race and seeing all those boats barely make it. It's fun to watch, it's fun to enjoy, it's a good time.
I wish I could be them. Yeah, that would have been fun to be in the water. Should have been us, you know?
I think it's awesome that our community can do stuff like this, especially when it's just little kids like having fun in the pool and their parents are helping them. It's like family and the city all together.
Are you planning to come back next year?
Yep.
Definitely, hands down. Yeah.
The day ended with fireworks at KEPR Stadium in Pasco. Reporting from Memorial Park, Aidan Whitaker, Action News.
KEPR's Aidan Whitaker, thank you. But before those fireworks started at KEPR Stadium, there was also another event at Memorial Park. New Generation Car Club hosted their annual car show event as 3 rows of cars lined the venue this year. Not only were there cars on display, but they had a donut eating contest, a hula hoop contest, and a potato sack race. Leaders in the club say this event puts the unity in the community of Pasco.
It's a blessing, you know, just to be able to give back to the community and, you know, be part of something, you know, bigger, you know, it's always better, you know what I mean? So that's why we like to do this, you know, the unity, to get everybody together and do something different and keep this going, because in a few years, you know, what's there going to be, you know, we got to try to keep this alive, so.
Now, if you missed this year's 4th of July car show, there was another big car show that is planned for this Saturday in Columbia Park. Benton City held its annual Kids Parade on Friday, where the youth got to use their creative minds to make a parade float. This event was hosted by Benton City Chamber of Commerce. The parade started at 11 a.m., followed by an award ceremony soon after. Several kids were awarded for different categories. We caught a chance to speak to one of the winners who came in second place for Most Creative.
I did it all by myself. My mom helped a bit, like by doing things in my tire and putting on the basket, but most of it was mine.
I've been in Benton City 2 years now, and so we were here last year, and it's just a really fun event that they put on. And so, yeah, last year we did it, and we were looking forward to it again this year for sure.
Now, following the event, a fireworks show was held Friday night at the Lions Club for the community to enjoy. And over in Yakima, fireworks brightened the sky over the city as the community came together en masse at State Fair Park to celebrate Independence Day. KMA's John Franklin caught up with organizers prior to the big show to share what attendees were in store for.
Today is going to be an amazing celebration of independence in our great country, and we've got so many wonderful things happening down here at State Fair Park.
It is Friday in State Fair Park, where I think it is the 4th of July. This means that a 30-year-old tradition, which includes a carnival and a free concert, will be happening today. Organizers have told me that they expect over 20,000 people to walk these grounds today.
If you're going to throw a big party, let's throw a really big party.
The Independence Day celebration at State Fair Park has been a staple since the early 90s. While many things have changed over the last 30 years, one thing about this event has remained groovy.
This is a big celebration for Yakima, and what we're so proud of it, we've been able to keep this free for the community ever since then.
Between the fried food, the beer garden, and the concerts, it might be hard to pick a favorite. But to McCrae, one thing remains her favorite from year to year.
You know, I love the fireworks, I love the carnival, but I think my favorite part is the foam pit in the kids zone. So we set up this foam pit, and every hour on the hour we shoot tons and tons of foam into this big long tunnel, and the kids run through it, and it is the best thing you've ever seen in your life.
This event has been getting more and more people celebrating at the park since the pandemic, and McCrae thinks that the community connection is the cherry on top.
You're not supposed to light fireworks off in Yakima, and we are able to do that, which is a good thing. So I would think that's great, but I just think it really just shows our spirit here in the community and how we are really all connected. And it's just a wonderful time to all come together as a community and just do really neat things and enjoy a wonderful day. And thank goodness the weather is beautiful, and so it's not going to be too hot for everybody. And I think it's going to be a really good day.
For Action News, I'm John Franklin.
Thank you for watching this episode of Keep Her Quick. Before we let you go, a quick shout out to all of those first responders who were busy protecting us over the holiday weekend. For more local news and weather, though, you can catch up, head over to our websites, KIMA and KeeperTV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. While you're here, though, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a magnificent Monday, everybody.